All right, we're back. We're back with Obama senior advisor Valerie Jarrett. And Valerie, we were just going to break talking about Russia meddling in the election and meddling in the West's affairs. That's been going on for decades. As you know, I've gone to Russia many times and have been watching this happen for decades. So we all know that Russia has been trying to meddle. But now we're talking about a very serious situation. We have a criminal investigation underway. People could go to jail. Do you believe if Jim knew that the dossier was fake and garbage and he kept going, re-upping warrants to spy on the Trump campaign, that he should go to jail?
Well, Maria, look, I have a high degree of confidence that our intelligence community, our investigators, comported themselves responsibly. Look, Lindsey Graham is the one that encouraged Senator McCain to turn over the dossier in the first place to the FBI. And so I can't tell you all of the reasons why Comey went forward with his investigation. Maybe this was one piece of a bigger puzzle. But I do know that it's nearly 4 years ago, and I don't understand why our focus isn't on what's happening right now and today. That's the investigation I'd like to see going on.
Well, what's happening right now is we are learning. Valerie, what's happening right now is we are learning the details of what took place, and we are getting official confirmation that the FBI knew that the dossier was garbage and made up in a bar because the subsource of the dossier told FBI officials in early January. Then in early January, you had an Oval Office meeting where President Obama apparently said, we got to get the right people involved to investigate General Flynn. We had Joe Biden say, let's get him on the Logan Act, and we know all of this from Peter Strzok's handwritten notes. So let me ask you this. Did you want General Flynn to be unmasked as well? I know a lot of your colleagues did. Joe Biden wanted it. Susan Rice wanted it. They wanted him unmasked. Did you also say you wanted him unmasked?
Maria, no, I was not involved in any of those conversations. But the question I really want to put to you is, what are we doing today? If people want to have an investigation about what happened 4 years ago, they should do that. But aren't you concerned about what's going on right now? Aren't you worried about the integrity of our upcoming elections? Aren't you worried about how we're going to have a safe and fair election?
Yes, that's why I'm asking you this question. That's what, Valerie, that's exactly why I'm asking you these questions, because I am a patriot and do not want to see people in positions of power put their finger on the scale and make up a story that there's collusion with a foreign power when there's absolutely no evidence of that. And if the powers that be knew that there was no evidence of that in early January, I want to make sure that we do not have the powers in government spying on political campaigns because the other political campaign paid for it. We know that Hillary Clinton paid for the dossier. So this was an election year. You've got one campaign paying for dirt on another campaign, and you've got the amazing intelligence agencies of our government weaponized. So that's what has taken place here. You're saying you knew nothing about it? You were President Obama's right hand. And a lot of people wonder how much President Obama directed this. So I ask you, did President Obama direct any of this?
That's not how it works. That's not how our investigations work. That we leave that to the intelligence community to bring forward information. And the dossier, I would imagine, would be one piece of a much bigger puzzle. And so if you're saying, is it important to make sure that there isn't influence? And actually, the Mueller report didn't conclude that there wasn't any wrongdoing. In fact, he was explicit in saying quite the opposite. And so I don't think we should read in where there hasn't been actually any conclusions to that effect yet. You're making statements that actually haven't been proven.
Just to be clear, just to be clear, Robert Mueller said no collusion. Michael Horowitz, the IG of the FBI, said that the dossier was, quote unquote, an essential piece of all of this investigating of the Trump campaign. Essential piece was the word Michael Horowitz used. So you say it was part of a larger mosaic. We have no evidence of that. We only have evidence of the dossier. But I really appreciate you coming on this morning, Valerie, and answering the tough questions that our audience certainly wants answers to. Thank you so much, Valerie.
Well,
Valerie's book is Finding My Voice, When the Perfect Plan Crumbles, The Adventure Begins. It is now in paperback. Check it out. Valerie Jarrett, Finding My Voice. Coming up, former U.S. Ambassador to the U.S.